One of my biggest problems as I get better at making Fakemon is that my older Fakemon become more and more outdated and no longer represent me well as an artist. I looked through my full Nordia Pokédex video the other day, and I must say over half of the designs there just don't look good to me anymore. I have become so much better at designing and drawing Fakemon the last couple of years that anything made before that looks like they were made by a kid in comparison. So today, I want to take some of these old Fakemon from my region and redesign them completely. And I can already tell you up front that you're going to see a quantum leap in quality. So let's get started. First out, I wanted to have a crack at my old bomb line that consisted of Orboom, Triboom, and Destrorb. They were fun back then, but when I look at them now, I realize that they are kind of just bombs with Ghastly's face slapped on them. Just underwhelming and with no concept other than just being living bombs. So for Orboom, it is getting replaced with Ellaboom. Now this one honestly didn't change much, other than having cannon barrels for arms now, as well as electricity on its forehead. The actual new concept of being electric bombs that can shoot electroballs with its arms will be more obvious in its evolutions. Next, we have Triboom, which is now getting replaced with Boltillery. This is where the improvement is becoming more obvious. It now looks a lot more like a fantastical creature rather than just a bomb. Its arm cannons get bigger, its eyes are now pure energy, as well as the lightning on its forehead becoming more obvious. I think this thing looks really cool, but it is nothing in comparison to its final evolution. So for Destrorb, we are replacing it with Bombolta. I mean, I have no words to describe how satisfied I am with this design. I think this thing will be in my next top 10 list the next time I rank my best Fakemon I've ever made. It is now an electric bomb with two large electroball cannons that are connected to its main body by magnetic steel balls. I wanted to give it the Mega Launcher ability honestly, but I was so happy with the explosive ability gimmick that I made for the original line, where it can use explosion once per battle without taking damage, that I'm keeping that. It's funny how this thing can look this cool while still, in a way, looking super weird as well, and I absolutely love it. Now next, we have our Gangster Rat line. This is mostly keeping the same concept, but it's getting redrawn entirely. When I look at the old line, they just look like children's drawings, honestly. And the final Evo especially, while cool, kind of looks more like a character or a human with a rat skin, rather than a Pokemon or an actual wild animal. So for Crook Rat, it is getting replaced by Crim Rat. The old one was just very forgettable and underwhelming, while the new one has a lot more character to it and a lot more charisma. So I honestly think this is a huge improvement. For Mob Rat, it is getting replaced by Mobster Rat. Now it's almost the same name, but I think the new one just flows a little bit better. This might be my favorite of the new designs for this line, because it has so much charisma and just owns the concept of an evil rat so well, while also giving off a similar vibe to Zoroark in my opinion. I just like it very much. But now for the final evolution. And this is where we're going to see the biggest change, I think. Because while it used to look like a combination of Pinstripe from Crash Bandicoot and Warren T. Rat from American Tail, it is now getting replaced by this thing. It keeps the name Gang Rat still, because it still plays very much the same role of leading large groups of its pre-evolutions and being their boss. But it now looks much more like a large wild predator instead of a human. Its vibe is very different from the original also, and I think this just fits the Pokemon franchise a lot more, as well as just looking terrifying. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, you likely enjoy my content, and if you do, I would be so thankful if you could subscribe and like the video. It would help me out so much. But now, back to the video. And next, we have one of my least favorite designs from my entire Nordia Pokédex, which is Blitz Strider, my evolution of Substrika. I mean, this thing was just bad, and regardless of what anybody else says, I really just don't like it. Its shapes are off, it adds nothing new to Substrika's concept, and its pose just looks way too stiff and stationary. So let's fix this mess right away. Now, for the biggest improvement of this entire video, I give you Blitz Strider 2.0. I mean, for me this is perfect. It's the evolution Substrika should have gotten a long time ago, and it just looks absolutely insane. This went from my least favorite design in the Nordia decks to possibly a top 10 or even top 5 design. Transformations like this is honestly why I love making Fakemon, and this one just made my day. And for the final Fakemon I want to fix in this video, we have Shroomadam. This is the evolution of female Trungus, kind of the same way that Gardevoir is the evolution of female Curlia, while the male ones have a different one. The original looks fine, but I used some weird shapes and it almost looks AI generated in a way, rather than a Fakemon made by a real person. The eyes are off and the rest look a bit messy, so let's replace it with this thing. Now, I think this thing has far more character now and gives off the vibe of a poisonous grandma looking thing a lot better. I don't know, but I just like this more, and it just looks more like a real Pokemon too, which was indeed the goal. And that's it. Those were 8 redesigns of old, outdated Fakemon from my Nordia decks. I am honestly extremely happy with this group. I think they were all massive improvements on the originals, and it was just really satisfying to see the results. The problem now is that I'm gonna have to fix many more of my Nordia Pokemon, because when I start making more Nordia videos, I want everything to be up to date, because that's just how I am. Anyway, tell me in the comments what you think of these redesigns, and which of my other Nordia decks Fakemon I should redesign next. But that's it for now, and I will see you guys next time.